Well, we can get the very latest on all of this, so we're joined by our correspondent Shane Harm in South Korea. Good to have you with us, Shane. So we've got two things to talk about, of course. Earlier we were showing the press conference about the imposition of tougher sanctions by South Korea on the DPRK, and then of course we'll be talking later about the military exercises. First of all, what's been happening at that press conference?
Well, the South Korean government here announcing a list of additional sanctions against the DPRK, and it pretty much shows that the government here is going the route that it's putting pressure on the DPRK to try and make it halt its nuclear and missile development. Excuse me. All measures available to force change in the regime, and that includes stopping all routes of funds, excuse me about that, all sorts of funds into the country. And that includes any ships that have docked at North Korean ports for the past 180 days would be included in that. And it also includes 38 DPRK individuals and 24 entities as well. Excuse me. Edwin?
You okay, Shane? I mean, this affects all of us. We have this problem, and never a glass of water when you want it. How will the sanctions, Shane, affect the already very high tensions on the Korean Peninsula? And of course we also saw the start of the not the war games, but the military exercises that are being held by the US and South Korea.
Right, war games if you're, depending on which perspective you're looking at it, but it's really hard to imagine situations getting any better here on the peninsula, or any more tense, because we have the war games or the military drills, like we like to call it here. But South Korea's really the financial sanctions that are being put on the DPRK run just to go to show how far it goes. South Korean citizens are being asked to refrain from visiting DPRK restaurants in third countries as well. So tensions here will probably remain very, very high, and there's no hope for any possible discussions anytime soon at the moment.
All right, Shane, many thanks indeed for that, and appreciate you bearing with us and go and get some water. Shane Harm there reporting to us from Seoul.